How we doing, everyone? Welcome on in to the Ryan Ripken Show. Yeah, I know I got some shaking heads from behind, but you know what? There's nothing to fully complain about right now. There's nothing to be that upset about because it's Thursday, and it's actually Throwback Thursday, and we have another great show for you on the Ryan Ripken Show. And speaking of Throwback Thursday, we will have some throwback pictures and moments for our cast today on the show, and we'll talk about it. But we also have two great guests that will be joining you on this beautiful Thursday, July 30th. Well, since we've had Chris Davis on, he's getting recognized this Saturday going to the Orioles Hall of Fame. Then we had former Orioles manager Buck Showalter on yesterday. Let's just keep with the names of people that maybe you haven't heard of in a while, but you enjoyed their time here in Birdland. That's right. We're having another former Oriole. How about Nate McLouth is going to join us here at 3:30 to catch up, talk about his times with Chris Davis, and maybe we can debunk a very infamous moment in Orioles history. Then later on the show, why don't you get to meet a future potential Baltimore Oriole? That's right. Orioles first-round pick Eric Booth Jr. will join us in the 4 o'clock hour, and we'll welcome him to Birdland properly, and you guys get to know why the Orioles were so high on the young man coming out of this draft. The talent speaks for itself, but now you get to learn more about him as he starts his professional baseball journey. And then sprinkled in throughout the show, yes, we will talk about this game yesterday between the Orioles and Tigers, game of the year. But then guess what that means? Apparently the Tigers are fully selling Scooble, which maybe you think that's a shocker. Maybe you still don't believe it. Well, Jeff Passan has that note. And then he also dropped another note on what the Orioles could possibly be doing where everyone thinks they could buy. Could they possibly sell some players? Well, stay tuned to find out that. We'll have a nice poll for you guys. We also have a mailbag courtesy of you all that we will answer on today's show. And then, yeah, that's about it. We'll wrap it up and keep on rocking and rolling. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live Monday through Friday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. We're also at Ryan Ripken Show on the social platforms. But let's talk about who's in studio. Intern Nate went away, but we got Brad back in. Howdy.
What's up? What's up? I am very excited for Throwback Thursday. Also, I was actually watching back, the countdown. It's just the countdown. You kind of forget what's on there. Some of the footage that's on there that Kevin put together is electric. And I actually forgot that once upon a time on the show, Zach Bollinger had short hair. Kind of forgot about that.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
Many years ago. And now Bolly's has, moderate hair and more beard. Bolly, you there?
Yeah, I cut my hair one time and decided to go no hat for a week. And that's when Engraven came on the show and was like, hey, I actually have a question for Zach. He was like, I thought they got a new guy on the show. He was like, I did not recognize you at first. So that was my sign, stick with the brand.
Hey, Zach, this will get you excited. And this will be a way we can welcome in then our last member. I saw Femi today, and he said, hey, I like Zach. Tell Zach I say what's up. And he was a quarterback, right? Because he looks athletic. And, right, Rock? He didn't say that about you, but Rocco DeSangro, how you doing?
You done?
That was legit what he said. He said that he thought Zach played quarterback.
Well, so
he's only seen him from the shoulders up.
I do have to. There's a reason there, at least potentially, that he says that as a joke. My senior year of high school, when I played football, our athletic trainer went on to Max Preps and jokingly put me as the starting quarterback. So if you look me up, it does say starting quarterback.
Of course it does.
Dude, it's like people editing their Wikipedia pages. We did that to one of my boys. He was never made varsity as a basketball player, but we added him into the notable alumni for Pennsbury High School, and it was most unathletic, and he wasn't too happy about that, but it's fun.
Well, it is fun. And you know what, Rock, you're a good kid. And also Femi asked, is it Rocky? I just called him Rock. I'm like, you can call him whatever the hell you want. The thing
It's all right.
Femi loves the group, and we will have Femi back on as well. But I got to see him in passing today. You know what, Rock? You're a good kid. You guys are all good kids. And you know what? To kick this off real quick, hey, we appreciate you. And Zach,
We appreciate CQ.
And you can bank on it.
there we go. Hey. Well, our friends over at CQ want to just do a friendly reminder that if you're looking to be a part of the Premier Charity Golf Tournament this fall, well, then make sure you're signing up and registering for the CQMD Foundation Golf Tournament on September 28th. That will be at Turf Valley Golf Course in Maryland. And last year, yours truly and Brad were part of the winning group that won it. But again, it's not about winning, but are we out there to win? If you ain't first or last, you're damn right. But actually, the CQMD Foundation, it's raising money to give scholarships throughout the entire state of Maryland. It's for a great cause. And if you're not a big golf person, that's okay. You can also register and do a 2-hour lesson. Breakfast, lunch is included, including then a cocktail reception, and then sprinkled in there is a little Bloody Mary bar. Hey, how you doing? And you have giveaways, raffles, long putt, long drive contests that is really for all golf fans out there. So we hope to see you out there. And if you want more information, go to cqmdfoundation.org/golf-classic for more information. And CQ, proud sponsor of the Ryan Ripken Show. Should we keep moving and grooving right here, guys? Should we talk about a little bit more that we've maybe come down from the emotions of yesterday? And as Ron Burgundy would like to say, he was in a glass case of emotion. Zach Bollinger, you were in a glass case of emotion.
I thought you were going to drop another line like it's the pattern in the pants store. That one? No? Okay.
So, Zach, you were in a glass case of emotion when it came to that. Rocco, it's you know what? I'll deal with you in a little bit. Zach.
It was that, without a doubt, was one of I mean, I'm okay with saying it. It's probably the greatest Orioles win I've witnessed since 2009 is the correct actual date. But just when you think about everything that it was involved with, and, for good reason, if the Tigers win yesterday, I don't know if all the reports are that they're selling Skubal, because they're tied at that point with the Orioles 3 games back. And now you're feeling a little bit more confident. Doesn't mean the Orioles are probably leaning towards selling. You fall back into more of the group that's kind of further out. Other teams won yesterday. Boston came back, won in extras, so they gain a game. Cleveland beats the Reds, so they would have gained a game. It really, when you put it all together from 7-0, and it looks like, oh, well, there it is. You're going to sell, to coming back and winning, thinking they won in the 11th. Then you give up the 2-run homer, and you're like, okay, awesome. Then Cowser, 3-2 pitch, lefty, 2 outs, single up the middle. Everything that happened, that was an Orioles game that genuinely you can say may have changed the season.
And Rock, I'll finish the line now. 6:00 downstairs. You know where I'm going with this? Catch my drift, Rock?
Very bad. No, I don't. That's
okay.
Enlighten me, please.
So hold on. Before you go into any of that, I know that Zach says 2009 was one of the best walk-offs. It's Nate McLouth Day. Because in my opinion, one of the best walk-offs in Orioles history was September 12th, 2012, where Chris Davis picks his ass up over his shoulder as he's running him back to the dugout. Does anybody remember that? Line drive versus the Rays?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Incredible walk-off moment.
Oh, a great walk-off moment. I was just saying 2009 is the largest comeback, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about like greatest moments. For me, like that's ingrained in my mind for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I think you should reenact that with Kevin. Reenact the walk-off and pick him up over your shoulder. And I think that would be a fantastic moment in Ryan Ripken Show history.
Yeah, I still remember that. Funny enough, I remember that comeback in 2009 versus the Red Sox. Because I remember them being down. That was the 9 run deficit. And then it was the rain delay. And I don't know why. I get the vibes Koji Ohara started that game. I'll look it up to confirm.
For those of you watching, it's significant that Zach remembers that because he was 9 years old.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So I remember going to bed down 9 because rain delay happened. I'm like, well, Orioles are down 9. Waking up the next morning and my dad just gives me the newspaper and it just says Orioles win. And you're like, what? I had to go to camp that day acting like that didn't just happen.
I mean, this comeback yesterday was definitely an all-timer. And
for sure.
One of the most notable things about it is that they did it without hitting a home run. Like to come back from that game, you don't hit a single homer.
Yeah.
It's almost like you don't have to kill the ball to win baseball games.
Imagine that. Huh.
I don't know.
I'll say this too, like it's coming off of another historic game. It was the worst loss the Orioles had since 1954. Mm-hmm. And then the next day you do something like that and make history yet again on the good side, but still like just 2 historical games back to back like that. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
To be in danger of having 3 touchdowns put up against you and shutouts in back-to-back games to doing that.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. So
it is pretty incredible. And Rock, just so you're not I'll continue my baseball talk, but you said the pleat in the pants.
Yeah.
And the line before that was, 6 o'clock downstairs. And then it's Mr. Burgundy. You have a huh. And
it's not a huh.
Yeah.
Just
you
say
had
it.
a
Say it.
No. This is what I will say, Rock. The Orioles had a moment there that could be season defining. Zach, you mentioned it. It could be then another moment here where the Orioles have the ability to take this feeling and roll with it. And maybe this is what we talk about was where were you on July 29th when the Orioles put it all together? But we've had other moments throughout this season that haven't been the case. And the reality was the Orioles are still a flawed team. Hey, look, I want the Birds to do well. They're a flawed team. They had 3 errors in the game. They got doubled off in extra innings. It just so happens that the Tigers wanted to give it away just as badly. Now, the Orioles did have, I believe, 7 2-out RBIs. And anyone that watches the program understands my feeling with 2-out RBIs. If you execute in that moment, man, you have a chance to steal the game. And that was the biggest reason why the Orioles get back into it. Their production with 2 outs was astounding. Mm-hmm. I'm still shocked that Tarek Skubal was taken out in the 7th with Trump coming up, because if he stays in, Jackson Holliday probably doesn't even pinch hit. Yeah. So, like, I look at this, and for the Orioles' sake, it's a huge momentum shift in your mindset coming home on an off day, and then you get the Phillies. It's way different. But here's another example of why the Orioles still have more work to do. The 3 teams that are in your division are the 3 best teams in the American League in the Rays, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. You are going to have to face those teams upcoming here, and you are going to have to play much better versus those teams. And here's another context of why the Tigers should be more frustrated and also why the Orioles should be considered a little bit lucky on that one. I don't like to go by expected wins and losses, but I think this is a telling sign. The Orioles, by expected wins and losses, would be 52 and 57. That would mean that they're a game better than they are expected to be. Guys, the Detroit Tigers' expected win-loss is 59 and 50, which would put them leading the AL Central.
That's crazy.
So when we think about teams that have blown games, the Tigers have blown so many baseball games. A ton. So it's just context there. I love the fact of what they've done. And now you get a Phillies team that is scuffling coming into this series. But I think, Brad, the Phillies, to me, it's going to have a lot of like the Brave sense where this is going to be a good team.
Yep.
It should be a good series, but you're going to have to play much better to win it.
Agreed, especially because of who's coaching them. I mean, Donnie Baseball knows a lot more about baseball than probably anybody in that stadium will. during that season or that series. So I'm actually excited to kind of see how this series plays out. There's a lot of momentum going in here, but we've seen before where momentum has been killed by some pretty poor play. And really, honestly, for me, the biggest weakness that the Orioles need to focus on right now is defense. And we've said it on here several times. Like, the Orioles are the number one team in the league with 5-run innings scored, which is kind of wild to think about when you've seen some of the ups and downs with the offense. But really, it's defense. The pitching's great. I don't think come deadline that there's going to be any issues there. But this series coming up, I think, might be very telling on what exactly takes place at the deadline on Monday.
Yeah, and one other thing on this series, then, I think the Phillies are a contending team. I really do. And they have 2 great arms that are going for them. I think it's Wheeler and Sanchez specifically, studs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there's a little bit of stress right now in Philly. I just mentioned losers of 8 of 10. And then Bryce Harper made a comment about how he feels the team needs to go get help. Well, then Don Mattingly responded to that. And I believe, guys, we have that clip. So let's play that clip from Don Mattingly's response to Bryce Harper saying, we need to make some things happen.
I said last night in the game he thinks that the team needs a little bit of help at the deadline. Do you sense maybe guys thinking about that, or might that be on guys' minds like as the deadline gets closer?
I sense Bryce thinking about it. I don't really sense anybody else thinking about it, honestly. And you've been through this. Guys want to be GMs, what you need, without a real understanding of where the organization is, exactly where its thing goes, not only this year but moving forward. So, again, players like being GMs and making calls and spending other people's money. So, let's let it go at that.
So, Donnie said what he felt, and Bryce also said when he felt. I want to make a point of this. I don't think this is a really big deal. I really don't. But I do understand the optics when you say something. It's going to be out there, right? The media, right, we're talking about it now.
Especially if you're, a guy like Bryce Harper, some high-profile player.
Yeah. And I think, do we also have the Bryce clip to give more context to this?
Yeah.
Yes. Can we play the Bryce clip then to see? Because the demeanors of them and the 2 styles, I think it would be good to tell. So let's play that clip.
Line of our team would be good pitching in October, because presumably come October you guys will see quite a bit of it.
Yeah, I think we need some help, but I think we've proved, pretty much all year we've done a pretty good job. But anytime you can, get some help in here and reinforcements, I think it helps.
Do you think that help would be best coming in the form of an arm or a bat?
I think both. I think obviously everybody knows what we need, so I think I've said it over the last couple of days.
So demeanor-wise for me, I don't really look at it in any bad way, because it's just because it's out to the media and it doesn't look good on that sense. And that's what Don's trying to say, where he might be thinking it inside of going, yeah, we probably need to get help in certain areas. But Don's job is to make sure that the team itself is feeling comfortable and the guys that you have are there. And Bryce is at a point where, screw it, I've been here, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to say what I feel, and we need help. And I think the Phillies, like many teams, do need help, right? Like any team that's looking at the deadline, Rock, they're sitting there going, if we're buying, it's because we need more pieces. And I think that's what Bryce is saying, but he just said that part out loud.
Of course, but I don't know if you want your leader saying that per se in the clubhouse and telling that to the media. Like what's said behind closed doors is one thing, but that means that someone's not doing their job that's in the starting, lineup or in the rotation or in the bullpen. I don't know if you want that necessarily coming from your leader. You want that to be something that your GM says, or maybe the manager says. I know Bryce is going to say what Bryce says, and that's the clip of Mattingly that we didn't have in there. He said, Bryce will be Bryce. Bryce is going to be Bryce, and he's going to say what he's going to say. Asked if he would say anything to Bryce about those comments. Don Mattingly, he has his own style. Managing when he played, that's just who Don Mattingly is. But this looks like a Phillies team that got so hot before the All-Star break, after they parted ways with Rob Thompson. Things were going the way that, in the right direction. And now everything, it's like the sky is falling in Philadelphia. They're 2-8 over their last 10 games. I believe they've lost 6 of their last 7. Mind you, a few of those games were to the Dodgers and the Yankees, but that loss against the Marlins was disgusting. They had the lead. Duran comes in. He's supposed to shut the door and close the game out, and he just doesn't. So there's some frustration building because on paper, the Phillies should be a contender. On paper, it should not be a team that really needs help because of the starting rotation, because of the bats they have and the superstars. We're not just talking about stars. We're talking about superstars that they have on that roster. So both sides are going to have their opinions. I really don't know who I agree with. I believe that Philly does need some help right now because of the way things are going. But if the guys play up to their potential, there's no reason why they should.
I mean, look, Philly was a pick for teams that come out of the National League going into the season. Why? They got a lot of great players on their team, and this is the part of the year. This is why the 162, you have the good, bad, the ugly, the terrible, the oh shit, and everything in between all of that. So this is going to be a fascinating series with the Orioles and Phillies. It's going to be a fascinating deadline. And we'll get to more about what some deadline talk will be, the rumors, and all of that. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And Brad, do we want to tease what the poll will be?
Yeah.
And then we can get to our guest that's going to join us here.
So today's poll is the votes are pouring in, by the way. I thought, it's Throwback Thursday. I thought, let's go back to the 90s movies theme because this past Monday, I did like 90s baseball movies.
Okay.
This time it's just 90s kids movies. I'm just like on the 90s kick because a lot of us were around in the 90s watching these movies, and I thought, why not? So I picked them randomly. IMDb gave me a list of 60 movies, and I picked the 4 that I thought deserved to be talked about. Number 1's Matilda. If you guys haven't seen Matilda, you need to go watch that movie. The other number 2 is Hook. Homeward Bound was a favorite when we were all kids, and then finally the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie with like Vanilla Ice and stuff. So like, those are your options. I'll reveal the results after the interviews.
Interesting as always, Brad. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think we are ready to rock and roll with our guest if he is behind there. Let's see. Nate, can you hear me behind the scenes? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready to rock and roll? Can you hear me?
There's no thumbs up.
No thumbs up yet? I will text him on that. I will text Nate. But you could say, speaking of foul poll, I am texting, can you hear me? Behind the scenes. One day we're going to have the best technical support. Today is not the day, though. I'll tell you that.
Nope.
No,
I mean,
I will say this. I just because it made me feel good, went after the Red Sox, everything happened with Curtis Mead. I went and joined, watched Jared Carabas and the Baseball is Dead crew go live to react to some stuff. And the first 3 minutes was them trying to figure out why StreamYard wasn't cooperating. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it's not just us. I was like, okay, that's awesome.
It's not just us, but you know what? We will figure it out. It's okay. And we're having a good time. And we've had some great guests so far this week. And you guys know we like to try to celebrate the great things and whatnot happens in Baltimore. We also like to have guests on that just want to shoot the shit and tell the stories. That's kind of the combination of having Buck Showalter yesterday and also having Chris Davis earlier in the week to get to talk to him because a lot of people in Birdland haven't seen him or heard from him in a little bit of time, and it's going to be a great Saturday as he gets inducted. And Nate, can you hear me now behind the scenes? Oh, you need a thumbs up now. Give me a thumbs up. Boom! All right. Well, a player that was a part of this Orioles resurgence in the 2010s and also a part of one of those teams, and he could speak on Chris Davis and Buck Showalter, and maybe I'll have a thought on the poll or a foul poll. Let's bring on Nate McLouth. Nate, what's going on?
Hey guys, appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you joining. And I don't know if you we've had a lot of the guests on. We've had Chris on, we've had Buck on this week alone. And correct me if I'm wrong, you played 146 games in 2013 with the Birds. That sound about right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, does it feel like that was 13 years ago? Question two.
No, it does not. It's crazy. I was just thinking about that yesterday.
And time does fly. One thing that Chris Davis said, one of his memories was, I believe then it was 2013. Was it opening day, the grand slam that he hit? Do you remember that?
I do. I believe I was on third base.
He said then, and I quote, and I'll also give you the visual. He said he looked down at you. You had like your hands almost on your head of like yelling. That was his description. But can I maybe hear your side of that?
The hands were definitely on the head. It was more in disbelief though, because if I don't remember the exact numbers. That was early in the season, maybe the opening homestand. Definitely the first month. The start he got off to that year was like something I've never seen before. And the hands went to the head, but it was out of disbelief.
Yeah. Well, I think we actually have the video. So why don't we go to the tape and see what we got here for a second? Let's play the ball some more. You got to give me a couple of your favorites specifically.
Okay, I got some for you. The Grand Slam opening day 2013 off of Tyler Robertson is probably the one that sticks out the most, because I'd gotten a little taste of like kind of the energy in the stadium when it's packed the year before, when we were playing the Yankees in the ALDS and I was playing right field. And I was like, and you have to remember, I came from a World Series team the year before. So I knew what the in playoff environment felt like, but I didn't know what it felt like in Baltimore. And so I got a little taste of that in 2012. And it almost felt the same way. You know what opening day is like in Baltimore. It's nuts, man. It's packed. Everybody's there. The weather's awesome. We started the season out really well. I was super hot. That was probably the one that I remember the most. And what I remember the most is the sound of the crowd from between first and second. And I got chills on my arm. And then hitting third, hitting home, and being like, all right, well, we're up now. And I went into the video room and I watched the video, and I looked at Nate McLouth, and he's standing on third base. As soon as I hit it, he turns around and he puts his hands on his head and he goes, "Oh my God." And I was thinking the same thing when I hit it. I was like,
So I think because of the mass, and we might not be able to pull it up, the actual video. But yes, I guess Chris went back to so specifically look at you. And that was one of his favorite moments. And that was a special time, Nate, as we get to look back, Throwback Thursday, that whole year, and Chris included, what is something that you remember back from that year?
Well, he kind of said it there was the environment. And I came over maybe the last 2 months or so of 2012. And at that point, I can't remember how many years it had been since the Orioles were in the playoffs, but it was just the atmosphere in the stadium was great. I'll never forget it. It was probably my favorite place I've ever played, even though it was only a year and a half.
Wow. It is a special place. Now, I will say it was the good old days when back when the left field wall was in again. And that was it's so different now with that. And with Chris Davis, though, he's got stupid pop to all parts of the field. And Nate, you're right. That 2013 year for him specifically was insane. Yeah, he was on one from the jump. He even said it. He felt something click the last game of spring training. And it was a special moment. And I know for Chris, though, it didn't end the way he wanted to in Baltimore. I know you weren't there down the stretch, but someone that's been around the game, you understand the struggle that goes into it. What is something that people should know more about Chris, whether it's what he was on the field or more importantly, what he was off of it?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. It's a tough game. And he was he was just the same dude, whether he was hot as fire or 0 for 15. And I think that's a good thing for young players to learn, because matter of fact, things not only don't always go your way, they rarely go your way in baseball, offensively anyways. So I think he did a good job of that, and he was just a good person to be around in the clubhouse every day.
Well, I know your time was short, Nate, in Baltimore, but we're gonna go memory lane. I'm gonna ask you to. What was one of your favorite moments as a Baltimore Oriole?
Oh man. Personally, I think it was late in 2012 down the stretch. I hit a walk-off double off of Kyle Farnsworth. I think he was with the Rays at the time. And if you put me and Kyle Farnsworth up next to each other, you would not think these two men play the same sport. He's great dude, but an absolute beast. And here's little old me, 5'10". But no, that was one of my favorite. And but my all-time favorite was that first playoff game. Well, here I go now. I can't even narrow it down.
Oh no,
that was
then just say the moments. Just let it flow.
2012, I think, was the first year they played that play-in like sudden death wild card game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we played in Texas against the Rangers, won that game on the road. That was awesome. But I will never forget that first playoff game at home against the Yankees. I think it got delayed by at least an hour and a half, and not a soul left that stadium. That game started so late. I don't even remember what time it was, but that just gave, people got a little more sloshed before the first pitch, that type of thing. It was that I don't think I've ever heard a stadium that loud.
It was a moment. It was 15 years in the making too, Nate. So I was 97. I was 4 years old, and I really, lights were on, but not everyone was fully home at the time. To remember that, being me.
Sure.
Brad, I know you remember 97.
Yes.
But since then, it was 15 straight years of them not in the playoffs and not having a winning season since 97. So I remember the 2012 in Texas, watching that. The celebration was awesome. The series against the Yankees was awesome. Can we just discuss the foul pole, non-foul pole situation here for a second, Nate?
So we're not just talking about good memories. We're talking about all memories. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because I think just this is therapy for people, and in therapy you need the good with the ones that piss you off. So in this case, Nate, let's talk about the one that pissed us off, because maybe it'll make me feel good. What do we got? Foul pole, no foul pole on that one?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
I think it was foul.
Wow. Okay.
Do you really?
I think I was staring straight down the line. I know we've seen the zoomed in kind of maybe look like it bumped off the inside of the foul pole. I think it was foul. And that's what I've told everybody. So I think that should make people feel better, because I don't think we got screwed. That's just my opinion. I was staring straight down the line, but I mean, if people think otherwise, I will not blame them one bit.
You're a good man, Nate. You're a good
Man,
man. There's some
that would've
bad
been a big
moments
one.
for Orioles fans in New York. Do you want to go back to 90? If we go back, then 96 was the Jeffrey Mayer situation, So
Tony Tarasco.
Yep. That was that, change the complexion. So like moments like that with the Yankees, it's very sensitive with Baltimore fans, but you're an honorable man. I've heard you were a tremendous teammate. I know Buck Showalter loved you. So let's get back to some good memories, or I'm close with Buck. So if you have any ammo I can have for Buck Showalter, please give me some of your moments with Buck that you would be willing to share.
Man, I wish I had some ammo, but I've got nothing but good things to say about him. He's got kind of a reputation for if you play against him for an outside reputation, but man, you play there's nobody better to play for than that guy. I freaking loved him. He had your back. He let you do your thing, trusted you. He was it was awesome playing for him.
He is a great guy. That's why I like to joke with him. Chris talked about he loved trying to slap the shit out of his hand on the home runs.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
He loves to do that. He loved Buck loves the antics of guys wanting to be themselves and maybe Nate, this is something from the baseball side. Before I think Rocco or Zach has a couple questions for you. The culture in a locker room and building something, and you were a part of something at that time that helped kind of transform this. And again, you got to have a manager in place like Buck that can put you guys in positions when you play, but also you need the group in the locker room that understand. So how important is it to create that type of continuity in a locker room, specifically in a time where the Orioles were trying to get back to a place that they hadn't been in so long?
Yeah, I think one thing comes to mind is that right around this time in 2012, managers, and I think your previous segment was about this. Managers start to get asked the questions about the trade deadline. And I remember hearing him say one time, I like our guys. I'm happy with our guys. Now, of course, things are going on behind the scenes, but I feel like felt like at the time that was just a perfect thing for the manager to say. I like our guys. I'm good. We're good with what we got. Cause you don't want people looking over their shoulders. Uh-oh. Are we back? Sorry, I lost you for just a second. But that's just stuck with me ever since then.
So do you have any moments where you like a trade deadline in time, like since throwback to this, do you have any moments of being in a locker room, what that's like for people that do or don't know how that goes down?
Yeah. The probably the most memorable one was one of my early on in Pittsburgh. We had like Jason Bay, Freddie Sanchez, Jack Wilson, and then the next day every one of them was gone. And it was like a whole new team. That's obviously an extreme example, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a weird time, but it just comes with the territory.
It does. And that's the business side of this, right? And nowadays too, where the third wild card being involved, heck, you guys were a part of that, the play-in wild card. And now we're talking about 3 wild card teams per league. And there is, I think it's 40% of the teams now, is it 60% of the teams now make the playoffs or something like that? Or 40%? It's high. It's higher than it's ever been. And so a lot of teams then, what do you believe? Do you believe you can make a run, or you want to sell off because there's more sellers than there are, or less sellers than there are buyers? Rock or Zach, I think you had a question just for some memories with Nate. I don't know who wrote that in. Rock, it was you. Wow, jump scare.
Thanks. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Nate, first and foremost, thanks for joining the show.
Yeah.
One of the memories that gets associated with you, not from your time with the Orioles, but from your time with the Braves, when you hit the walk-off against the Phillies, you're rounding the bases and your teammates just head to the clubhouse instead of showing up at home plate. I want you to take us through that moment. At what point did you know there's no guys celebrating or there to celebrate with you on the field after that home run? And how far down the tunnel did you have to run before somebody congratulated you for the first time?
That the minute I rounded second base and could see into the first base dugout. But here's the messed up part. That was my idea. So probably a week or two before, I said, well, I don't understand that, dumping water on people at home plate. That's kind of cool and everything. What if everybody just left the dugout? So we talked about it for not much was said after that. And sure enough, I happened to be the next walk-off homer and they got me.
Like,
but they were kind of waiting at the bottom of the tunnel, just dying laughing. But that's a great memory too. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, it's awesome, man. And like how your plan backfires. It's funny how that works sometimes, right?
They got me.
Well, Nate, here. So this is what we're finding out here. One, ball didn't hit the foul pole. And then 2, everyone disappearing from a walk-off is also your idea. So we're like debunking quite a bit here. Brad, you had one of your favorite Nate McLouth moments, though, back in 2012.
I did, and I said it was arguably one of the greatest, comeback wins or walk-off wins, I should say, in O's history. And it was 2012. Nate walk off right to the right field wall, and then Chris Davis just comes and picks you up like you weigh about 50 pounds, like a 50-pound bag of concrete.
I have I'm looking at a picture right over here on my wall of that, and I've got a big, huge. I don't remember what it was, but somehow somebody at the Orioles had a big, huge, probably 6-foot tall poster of that, and they let me keep it, and I've got it in my house. So that was the one, I believe, against the Rays. So that's one of my one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, that was just one. I was just telling the boys, it's like, that's a moment for me that will forever be imprinted in my mind. So it's cool that you feel the same way.
Absolutely.
I mean, did you realize that Chris was going to manhandle you that easily, or?
I wasn't expecting it. I knew that he could if he wanted to, but I wasn't necessarily expecting it. But and he's got a big handful of my rear end just in his
just gripping it,
bear claw. But yeah, that's a great memory.
Oh, he had a good grip, Nate.
Very good.
I think very good grip there. You got a couple things on. I know I'm being nosy looking at it, but I love the fact that you have memories of your career and moments that are important to you. Some of those ones behind you, are there other jerseys or moments that you still hold on to back there, it seems?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely did this. I positioned myself on purpose like this, by the way. This wasn't an accident. But no, I just kept a jersey from every team I played with. And I don't know if you can see this, but I've got a bunch of bats.
Ooh.
Oh, look at
lined
that.
Up
that's cool.
All along the wall here. And those are just of former teammates and not necessarily, I didn't necessarily collect bats from like the biggest stars, but just guys I, hung out with, was friends with, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I've got a little bit of memory, a little bit of stuff from everything, especially, Pittsburgh was where I broke in. You'll never forget that. But, I've got to say, I do get asked where my favorite place to play was, and it's usually Baltimore is my answer. I loved living there. We lived in Fells Point. That was before kids.
Yeah.
No, I really hope to make it back there sometime soon, because I got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. They both love baseball, and I definitely hope to bring them there one day, because I love that stadium.
Well, I mean, you were only here briefly, and people loved you. And Mark Reynolds actually similarly, not here for a long time, but same thing. I try to tell people about Baltimore. There is...
It's a baseball town.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves they love their team. Of course, people are going to get frustrated, but it's a beautiful stadium, and the people truly do care about the team and wanting the best for them.
For sure, and I don't think you're not might not like to hear this, but I often think of Baltimore and Pittsburgh very similarly, as far as just the they want their teams to win, and they'll go, if you got a good team, they're going to be crazy. And I love both places. And, but I really do. I really want to get my kids to Baltimore to a game. If they didn't, just need to move that left field damn fence back in.
Yeah. I mean, that is,
they moved it in some.
Yeah. That's made everyone feel better. I digress. That
pitchers love it.
If Chris Davis was pissed off about the shift, I'm mad about the left field wall situation personally. Nate, also, all love for PNC Park's beautiful, the Pirates. Just that there's one football team in Baltimore that's better than the one in Pittsburgh. That's really the only difference. So we're good there. I did want to, Zach had a quick question, but since you're on the bats, largest bat there, which is the largest piece of lumber that you have back there?
It's sadly, he just passed away, Garrett Anderson. I think it's a 35.5, if I'm not mistaken. It's an absolute log.
35.5.
It's at least a 35.
Oh my goodness. I don't know where my bat is. Oh, I got it right here. This is like my grandfather's bat. And this thing is
Good night.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at this thing. So I got this. So Cal Sr., passed away when I was a kid. It was 1999. And so my grandmother, Christmases ago, gave this to me. Now, this is ridiculous. This is like a 38-38.
That's gross.
Yeah. I mean, what did you swing, Nate?
33 and a half, 30 and a half, or 33 and a half, 31, I think.
That's a 5-inch.
It's about the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too far
That
off.
thing's all barrel. That thing looks like it's all barrel. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's something. Can't even fit it all on the screen. But then this knob is you can't really hold your hand off the end of it. If you do, best of luck to you on this whole thing. Zach, do you have a quick question for Nate?
Yeah, Nate, thanks for joining. Quick question. Obviously, 2012 ends with Orioles in the playoffs. You have the 2 RBIs in the wild card game, that first play-in wild card game. But 2012 started with you getting DFA'd in Pittsburgh. Can you kind of take me through your mindset when that happens? And did you ever in that moment think, I'm going to have some pretty cool playoff moments and big playoff moments this season when you got that call kind of saying that you were DFA'd?
No, I did not. But it was, the Baltimore call came, and that's another good thing about baseball. You just never know. From a couple months earlier, you're at a low point, and then a couple months later, you're right back in the middle of it. But I went to Norfolk for a couple months and got my stuff back together, and like I said, that's one of the beautiful things about baseball.
It really is, Nate, that we look at expectations for players, and you have to have this ability out the gate, and it's not always the case. And then for you, this was towards the end of your career where I'm sure you had thoughts, of could this be it? Right. So for anyone this is my second to last question for you. For anyone out there, when you're fighting those doubts, what did you do to battle through that? Because a down moment turned into a pretty damn positive one for you.
Yeah, it's if you don't love the process of baseball, especially at the professional level, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because there's, like I said, a lot of bad times, more bad times than good times offensively. But you just got to enjoy the whole process. Your cage work, the mental part of it is definitely something that it's hard to really teach until you experience it. But that's what, as kind of teaching my kids, I coach an 8-year-old baseball team. And that's just kind of the things I'm starting to tell them, because they're still at the age where they cry if they get out. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. But now we can start to teach them that it's not going to go good all the time. Neither is your life. I got news for you. Yeah. So those are just little things that I think helped me out and could help some other people out too.
Yeah, baseball is a great example for the things in life, because baseball, you're going to fail a lot. And I mean a lot, more than probably any other professional sport if you have the ability to keep going. But even not at the any level, you're going to fail. And it's not going to feel good. It's going to be how you pick yourself back up. It's a great life message. But also for you then, you were a guy that, you and Chris Davis obviously are very close in size. But my point is, you could be 5'10". It said 190 on the sheet. You could be 5'10" or 6'10", but how you keep approaching and battling through to maximize who you are is what it's all about at the end of the day. And you had a great career, and you had great moments that we're very grateful for here in Baltimore. And to wrap it up as a fun thing here, Nate, it's the summertime. Our partner here with CQ, you're probably going to say, this is not what I was thinking he was going to ask. But summertime, there's a few activities, okay? Now that you're not playing, if you had a summertime activity that you would like to do of these options, or you can add your own, mini golf, cornhole, or pool basketball, what was one that you would probably lean to do this summer?
Pool basketball, 100%. because I live
Yep.
in Tennessee, and it's. I mean, I know it's humid in Baltimore and DC area. I know it's humid there. It is brutal here. So anything involving a pool or any type of wetness, that's where I'm going to be in the summer or in the AC. But yes, pool 100% all day.
Pool, AC, it's hot as hell down there, no doubt about it. Well, Nate, you're always welcome back to Baltimore. So anytime you want to come up, let us know. I know you still got connections here.
Yeah, for sure.
We appreciate you and thank you for sharing some stories and thank you for shedding the light on how great Chris Davis was and we're excited about him getting the honor here on Saturday.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys thinking of me. Good to talk to you.
Thank you, Nate McLouth,
Nate.
everybody. I love the memories. I love the players that even when they come to a place, they have an impact. And there's a few different reasons for that, right? Number one is how do you show up and present yourself? And given the circumstance, so when Nate joined the Orioles in 2012, there probably wasn't so much expectation. There was curiosity, but what would this player mean to us? Well, what it turned out to be was a guy that showed up, played hard, kept pushing at it, and Baltimore fans gravitated towards him, even for that short amount of time.
I was just going to say, man, like I kind of forgot that his time here was so short. Because of the impact. That was exactly what I was going to say. And it just goes back to what Buck was saying yesterday about thinking about how many people are coming to see Chris get inducted in the Orioles Hall of Fame this weekend. Look, it's not the MLB Hall of Fame, right? Like it's still a huge honor for us locally here, but on a grand scheme of things, it's not like this massive thing on a national level. So like to have all of those players come in like that to honor him for the Orioles Hall of Fame, again, just speaks to what that team was and the chemistry they had and the camaraderie they had from 2012, really 2011 to 2012 to 2018. Just those guys, and there was guys that came in and out like Nate McLouth, but the culture stayed the same. And it really is something truly special that I think that in the moment, maybe I took for granted just because it felt like it went by so quickly.
It did. I mean, with all of this, right? And this is why at the core, Baltimore will always be a baseball town. And also people that recognize the love and support that Baltimore provides.
Yeah.
That's something that I always love. We've had Mark Reynolds, short amount of time here, said the same thing about the community and the people.
Yeah.
Nate McLouth saying how much he loved being here and that of all the places that he played in his career, he loved playing in Pittsburgh, and it's a very special place for him. But him going, man, Baltimore was really damn cool. And it was really damn cool when it had the normal left field wall as well. But that's for a different time. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live Monday through Friday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook.
I didn't know you were so passionate about the wall.
I think it's one of those things over time. And since it is Throwback Thursday, when you go and look at the aura of what Camden Yards was to start, it just fit that way. And when they changed it, I don't blame the change at all. Like, I'm not mad at that part. I just love that each stadium makes it unique.
Yeah.
And I thought it just made something into Camden Yards, which it wasn't designed to be. That's just
like
that's
an
just
afterthought.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like, an afterthought.
I mean, and the moments and the home runs and Baltimore is a hitter's park, or it was.
I get you.
Great.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah.
Seeing the walk-off home runs.
I mean, who doesn't like home runs?
Who does? Well, Orioles pitchers and pitchers in general hate home runs, but like the fans fans love the home runs. Remember those ads back in the 90s? It was like, chicks dig the long ball. That was. They had Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux doing that with Mark McGuire. That was rock. Some would call it cinema.
You know what? Just wear your hair like that from now on.
No, that would be like Skater Boy Rip, but we never really a Skater Boy back in the day. I'll be honest there.
Why don't you get a haircut?
Why don't you shut the hell up? How about that? How about you? It's on sale on Amazon right now too. You know, hey, how about this for you? It's on sale. It's on sale at Target. Yeah, you know what's that from, Rock?
Oh shit. Is it? Oh man, I'm blanking right now, but I feel like it's a Will Ferrell movie.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thinking back. Oh, it's
Roll
Talladega Nights.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, it's Talladega Nights. Yeah, because he's they're going back and forth with
He won the race in reverse.
Was it John? Yeah.
It wasn't NASCAR legend John Girard.
No, it was not. No, it was not.
It was not. And obviously, Jean Girard is still at the top of his game till this day, right, Zach?
Yeah, still trucking. Real proud of him.
Still trucking. We're gonna keep trucking along here with the show. Said Hut Rock. We can save a little bit of the throwbacks photos for later? Or do you wanna knock them out now? No? Yes?
Whatever you want to do. It's your show. I didn't make the rundown or anything.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, do we really want to go back to this conversation?
Is this how it's gonna go?
Every time.
We give Rocco a little responsibility and he just freaking runs with it.
You know what, Rock?
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Well, no. Well, apparently,
just do your job is what you're supposed to do.
Mad at people that want to come on the show, and then you interrupted the flow the other day. That is you, Pepe Le Pew.
Calling people by their name that isn't their name.
Can't even defend myself there.
You know what, Rock? Let's get back to feeling good.
When you put it that way, it's like, yeah, that sucks.
Hey, you know what? Why don't we show some throwback photos real quick before we get into some baseball talk? Rock, would you like to lead us off?
Oh, you want to put me first here? Yeah. So this is my throwback Thursday photo. This is circa 2011 when I was a senior in high school. So these were the senior pics. Got the fresh fade. I would go in for a shape up every single week. So my hairline was better than it is now, which is very surprising. But they also gave me like the ice picks right there as a sideburn. That was, they wanted us to set up with the jacket behind, like Rico Suave, and that's what I ended up doing. So that's a pick that I will never live down, but it's one that's one of my favorites for sure. So.
Yeah, you were muted, Nate. Do you want to say something to Rocco?
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
Rocco, now I understand why I've never seen you without a hat on.
Yes.
I always wondered it, but now I'm looking at your high school graduation.
I also want to know when you actually grew a chin, because here you don't really have one, and now you do.
It's not nice, Brad.
I do like the pose, though.
It's very, very 2000, early 2000.
You look chic.
You know what Brad's throwback Thursday post should be? It should just be a picture of Nate now, because that's like what everyone thinks is the case. So
it's funny you mentioned that, Rock, because I also have a
said
throwback Thursday photo. And
I don't want to hear shit after we see this one.
Just happens to be this.
Yeah,
What?
That's just like unbelievable.
How old were you in that?
I was 25.
62.
Yeah, I was 25 and about, I don't know, 60 pounds later.
Dude, look at your hair, bro. That's tough.
But I still have it.
Who would have known that this guy would grow up to be
Dude,
obsessed
make it
with
like
cars?
that again.
Yeah, so it was funny. Like I grew a beard that was like super long, and so I was sick of it, and I decided to just like start trimming it up. And then I was like, you know what, it would be cool if I just made like this sick handlebar mustache and walked around with it for like 2 days. I was working for T. Rowe Price at the time too, so I walked into the office and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Real quickly, do you have the little like the one glass thing?
It's called a monocle, Rip.
It's actually two. So
you have two right now?
There's two on there, but like, yes, so it's actually like my great grandfather's glasses from like 1915. I actually still have them in the glass case, but there's like a hook that goes around is your ear, and then you just hold them onto your face like that. So yeah,
I'm curious.
Very Monopoly guy-esque.
That's what I'm saying. Do we have a photo of you in a hat? I might have to get AI for this, and to do
You should.
in the hat.
That was 15 years ago, Brad.
Was it now? Last question for this: is the handlebar mustache using any product, or that naturally stay that way?
It was like, I used some hair product.
Yeah, you have to.
You can't just,
Don't
zero mustache rides given.
yeah, nobody wants that.
Well, it would be that would be something.
I can't.
I will say I aged pretty well.
Natty Bowman, I love that.
Oh, there you go.
Either that or the Pringles guy.
That's actually a more accurate representation than the Monopoly guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the black and white photo really makes it come together. Bali, do we want to see what you're rocking with today?
Yeah, went with hold up.
Went
with this one. I am, I think, like 3 months old in this. But the reason I did it is because
look at that.
It's my mother's birthday today. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Miss Nancy.
So decided to do the family photo. But yeah, this was my first Orioles opening day. And I believe I'm probably like at most 2 months old. It's February 7th, opening day. So yeah, pretty much that's it. Within the first few months, I was exposed to Orioles baseball, and we haven't looked back since, for better or for worse.
You're a chubby little kid, man.
Yeah, was supposed to be an lineman. Who knows? That's why I ended up being a quarterback.
It's why he was a quarterback.
You look just like your mom, by the way.
My dad will say I get the hair and all that from my dad.
Yep.
Us at the same age, it's creepy identical.
But like the face, definitely like
oh yeah.
Are those like baby Timberlands?
I think so. They look like something.
They do look like that.
Like that's a look right there. You got the socks.
Zach,
your baby Timberlands.
Zach, your face there, it looks like you just took a shit and nobody knows about it yet.
Probably did.
Probably did.
Wasn't really controlling a lot of the functions back then. I was still trying to learn that in the demo version,
I wonder where the guy who's in the background is right now.
He's probably watching the show.
He's just looking for beers. That's all that guy's doing.
He's looking for it. That's a good go-to. Well, thank you for sharing. Well, I was kind of stay on the throwback Thursday of being a kid, but I actually used to play a little soccer, guys. I did. Play a little the world's football, some would say. So we're gonna go back and take a quick trip back to younger rides, 2001, and the photo should be right here, and it's gone. Oh, nope, it's there. Nope, it's gone. Always over or under 3 seconds.
I hate this guy so much. I hate this
can't
guy
get together.
So much.
I can't. Well, now it's not letting me load it. What in the absolute? Hold on. Hold up.
Jeez.
And it's there. Oh man, he's a look at that kid.
I would
yeah, I mean,
waiting.
Great, Rev.
Yeah, everybody's
doing
waiting.
Great, man.
Look at that. I can't.
Look at
Just
that.
a reminder,
kid.
this is the Ryan Ripken show.
If anybody thought that Ryan actually had his shit together on this show, they have sadly missed
that's false.
It's not like
we're
we
all
had
here
this,
to keep him straight.
It's not like we had this in place since like noon, 10 today. Zach, what time did we meet and do the rundown, which Ryan has access to?
Oh my God.
Time out for a second.
Yeah,
you know what?
We said that about 5 minutes ago.
I didn't say about. I just said it right now. I said time out. We literally just said the photo is here. And the photo is right. Where did it save? Okay, it's supposed to be in a dot.
Buddy, figure it out, please.
I'm trying, man. It's saying that it's in a dot. It's a dot.
I'm pulling one up. You lost your privileges.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am. This is
not.
I guarantee you, I'll be pulling this up quicker than you can pull yours up. So it's a race now.
Welcome to the race.
Welcome to the race. Welcome to the race. Challenge accepted. We got it.
You said that 5 minutes ago.
This computer I didn't have a .jpeg. It was a .heic. What's that? That's why.
I believe you.
And now my images are loading. This is
Dumbass.
tough.
Hey,
Dumbass.
There it is.
there's a good one.
I can't see it.
Okay.
Well,
What?
we can see it.
That's not a good throwback. Here it is. Ha ha! There he is. Look at that. See, I had and there's the photo I was talking about. There's Ryan playing for the Red Devils, Cockeysville Soccer. Just the bowl cut, matching the Backstreet Boy-esque type of look. It was great.
Was your mom like a typical soccer mom, bringing orange slices and stuff like that?
I don't know if we had as much orange slices at the time. Gatorades, yes.
Okay.
Oranges, as we know, the hot dog skins gave me trouble. Orange peels gave me trouble. So
How?
as a kid,
Wait, what do you mean?
I just had trouble
Were you
when
trying
I
to
tried
eat
to eat it and peel it off properly. I was having some trouble.
Ryan still has trouble with that. Just so you know, guys, like he actually eats the rind and everything. He doesn't just eat the orange.
Well, that's different now.
He also chews
It's
ice
still
regularly.
it's still psycho behavior.
On the phone.
I don't know
just
who.
like,
Hold
this
on,
guy-
Rocco. Just
Go
stop
ahead.
talking for a second.
ahead.
Let me finish my
Sorry,
thought. I don't know who eats. Put it in the chat.
Get it out!
Anybody in the chat actually eats the entire orange rind and all? Because I don't know anybody else who does that.
I don't do it all. I don't do it all the time. It's only with specific drinks. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, with a drink, that's different, I guess. I was thinking you were eating an orange like an apple.
No, Lord.
That's
no.
where I
Come
was
on.
like, so you gave up on the whole
I don't
thing.
care.
Can we go back to talking about this? Look at the photo. There's Ryan. He's got the big old teeth. He's smiling. He's having fun. Probably
Definitely.
scored 3 goals, 4
Definitely
yellow
bench warmer.
cards. See that? Then
4
that's
yellow
my
cards.
throwback.
Well, so you thought it was like actual football and not soccer?
I just meant like on the season. I was just trying to make a joke. I know you can't have more than 2 yellow cards or you're kicked out of the game. It's really just 1. I know my rules.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I know my rules. But thank you
watch
guys
this
for
World
indulging
Cup
Throwback Thursday here. We had
That was some blonde hair too, man.
yeah.
When did that change over for you?
Middle schoolish, like
Yeah.
12 years old. And I remember I kept telling people when you'd have to fill out your description, and I'd go, I have blonde hair. And they go, no, you don't. And my hair was brown. I'm like, okay, well, it's dirty blonde. And they're like, no, it's not. It's brown.
Just brown.
Yeah. I digress, Rock. Can we move on, Rock? Is that okay with you?
Please.
Sheesh. If you're new to the channel, who did this rundown? Good Lord. If you're new to this channel, hit that like and subscribe button, Ryan Ripken Show. We're live here Monday through Friday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Is right now a good time to have a little conversation about the trade deadline? Rock, is that okay?
Be nice. We do this thing called a mailbag you wanted us to implement, so it'd be nice if we did it.
Do you want a
Got it in
mailbag?
before
You
I
want a
get
dead?
stressed.
We can mailbag to end it. We can bag it to end.
Just you're on down your show. You do whatever you want.
Okay, this is great. Well, let's talk a little trade deadline here, okay? Because it's approaching. It's on Monday, and the part of the Orioles-Tigers series felt that if the Orioles lost the series, does that change their thought process? If the Tigers lose the series, which they did, does that mean Scooble is fully on the move? Well, Jeff Passan let out a couple things here, guys. So one of which was about that Scooble, it's not a matter of if, like it is a guarantee. Do we have any video on that? It's okay if we don't.
Not right now.
So Jeff Passan said, yes, Scooble is going to get traded. Like it's going to happen. That was his proclamation. But guys, do you see the other things about the Orioles and what could be available? And Jeff Passan then said that one of the arms the Orioles are looking at is controllable starting pitching. Zach, did I see that correctly?
Yeah, I have seen that. I've seen different things. I've seen them say that the Orioles would trade Adley for the right price, which I think is so funny because why would you not? Why would you trade him if the price was not right? But that's a whole different thing. We are officially at trade deadline season where every day we're just repeating guys could get traded. And I mean, I feel like I'm getting on my soapbox at this point. I'm so tired of national media. Maybe the Orioles are looking at controllable starters. Very much could be. I'm tired of them being like the Orioles' biggest need is starting pitching. And I feel like that's all I see from the national media.
Which makes no sense.
No, it's because I've said it before and I'll say it again. They made their opinion. They wrote down a sentence before the season. They're like, Orioles need pitching, and they've just gone back to that every time.
It's just lazy work, bro. Just like for me, especially like with the Scooble conversation, it's like, no shit, he's on the trading block. Like, what are the Tigers aren't paying him? Like, I don't know how this is news. Why this would be news to anybody else is beyond me.
I will say this to that. I don't think that the Orioles need to go out to get starting pitching.
No.
Having said that, the one that I'm monitoring here is there's other reports that are being thrown out that the Orioles could be buyers and sellers.
Yes.
And so
actually, that's a really good point, Rip, because I've been asked this now like for the last week what I thought the Orioles were going to do as far as being buyers and sellers. And I can't really answer the question because the team just seems like it's such in a limbo type state. So would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, so here's the thing. The report about a guy like Jose Soriano for the Angels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Controllable arm. That would make sense to a lot of teams. Hence also like why Mason Miller as a closer, not saying Orioles related, but why the Yankees and other teams want Mason Miller, the controllable factor of having it beyond this year and it can help you win now. For the Orioles, you're right there that you think you can go and add, but then realistically, where are you adding? Because we know with the positional situation, your outfield, you haven't committed to certain guys. Are you going to go get another outfielder if it's not a true center fielder? Probably not. You're still trying to sort through that. You have a starting rotation. So then you would think, well, maybe we go after relievers. But then there's reports, well, teams are very interested in Cano. So would the Orioles actually deal Cano? And Trevor Rogers is a pending free agent. If you're not going to sign him and teams really want him, would you be able to ship him? I still think, Zach, because I know you have some thoughts, if the Orioles are trying to win this year, you don't sell any piece under any circumstance. Cano has been one of the best arms. He has.
Yep.
And I understand why teams want to pull away, but the Orioles need some more high leverage guys. That you would need that if you're going to make a run. But this is this weird scenario where I could see the Orioles, Brad, doing both.
The only thing that I can think of that would make them buyers is if they had, to your point, a high leverage guy, specifically a closer, because if you think about talent wise on the squad, the weakest point right now would be that closing position. So if a Mason Miller decided to come across Michael Elias's desk and look, Ryan Mountcastle, even if he gets healthy, is not coming back and starting at first base. So like there are tradable pieces, I think, and I'm not saying Ryan Mountcastle is the only one that gets traded in any sort of package, but if there is a closer, a high leverage closer that comes across Elias's desk, you have to entertain that, and then you become a buyer at that point, in my opinion.
And I think that's the bigger part here is
because the talent's great everywhere else. It's not a talent problem here.
Well, the thing is, you got to commit,
yes,
and then you got to figure out what you want. And so, like Zach and Rock, we'll go in that order. I think when I look at this, Cano has a lot of value. It might be the most value he's going to have, but it goes back to this point. If there's a true weakness that you're saying outside of the Orioles bats, which again, I think you just commit, play Jackson Holiday, give Kobe Mayo more at bats.
Colton Cowser.
And let Cowser go out there. Unless you can go and get a surefire, he's going to fit into your team next year as your center fielder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them going to make that big move, but Cano to me wouldn't make sense if you're trying to compete. You were trading Cano if you get a deal that wipes you away.
If you trade Yennier Cano, you're giving up on this season, you're giving up on 27, you're giving up on 28, and you might as well give up on 29. If you are trading, like, we go back and forth on, I could very well see them do a buy and sell. Do you sell guys even at the upper echelon of a Rodgers, of a Taylor Ward, these guys that do not have club control? I think that is a factor. I think if they feel like they get the right deals for those guys, I could see them making those moves while also going out there and saying, okay, let's add this guy who's a little bit more long-term. Maybe we give up a few more prospects to get this guy. Some guys, okay, we have an influx of prospects coming in from Ward and Rogers. Let's use these guys to then go and get some more long-term options. If you're selling, it's the same thing with Yennier Cano. It's the same thing with Adley Rutschman. It's the same thing with Jackson Holiday. You are now selling off pieces that you could use to help your team win in 2027, 2028, and 2029. That's not a team that's, buying and selling. We want to kind of keep options open. That's hurting the next 3 years teams. If you believe Yennier Cano is what he showed in 23, 24, and then in 26, bad 2025. If you believe that's who he is, you keep him. No question about it. He is your guy that you can use in the 6th all the way to the 8th inning to set up anytime they have the big part of their lineup coming in. If you sell off Yennier Cano, you are making future Oriole teams worse.
Rock, you got a thought?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Zach, on the Yennier Cano side. My question is with the Orioles, how confident is Mike Elias? How confident is Craig Albernaz? How confident is the front office in a guy like Tyler Wells being the solution as your closer and locking it down? If the answer is no, we have Wells as a solid arm. We can keep him in the back end of the bullpen. Go out and get a Mason Miller, but it's going to cost you, obviously. But I'll say this about Tyler Wells, and I'll say this about Yennier Cano. Those two have been fantastic on the back end of the bullpen. Tyler Wells, in the month of July, has a 1.17 ERA, and he's only allowed 1 earned run. Yennier Cano, in the month of July, has a 0.93 ERA and only has allowed 1 earned run. And they're both off homers, solo shots. Wells with the little misslip in Boston, they could have potentially won that game. But against Detroit, he was freaking
ice in his
dialed
veins
in.
Yesterday, man.
What's that?
Ice in his veins yesterday.
Yeah, unbelievable. Locking it down. Like, he was fantastic. And that's the Tyler Wells we know can help this Orioles ball club out going forward in the later months. He's been phenomenal. But again, can you make your bullpen better? Absolutely. Do you need another bat or some more defensive help? Absolutely. You got to go out and get that if you want to contend and be serious going forward into the later months of the season. Absolutely, the Orioles need to make some moves there. But those guys that you're talking about, Zach, the Yennier Canos, the Adley Rutschmans of the world, I don't see them parting ways with those guys at the deadline. But again, I could be wrong. I've been very wrong before in the past, and I'll definitely be wrong again in the future.
I mean, look, and that's all. It's death, taxes, and Rocco will be wrong at some point, and that's all part of it. But in all seriousness, Rock, to what you're saying, if you have aspirations of what you want to do and what you want to accomplish, and they're right there, you're looking at some pieces that you want to help you moving forward. Now, I personally don't see where they pick up a position player, and you guys know how I feel about this. I'm a big Jackson Holiday guy. I want to see what he can become. This is the time to do it. Same thing with a Kobe Mayo. This is the time to continue to figure it out. And then you're hoping, if Gunner's the Gunner that you saw, which I know this has been a rough year for Gunner for so many different reasons. But you felt good with what you had. And Dylan Beavers has looked good. The bullpen, you can always have more high leverage arms. So that's the one part I'm looking at here. But you're also looking at the controllable piece moving forward. And there are a few of those guys that I think that the Orioles, they will circle for that's what they want. But I don't think that selling off pieces, unless it is such an overpay, is the right thing to do. And I think it will be a fun last 2 months for the Birds regardless. But even make it more exciting here if the Birds take the series with the Phillies, and then it's going to get really, really spicy. So if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live Monday through Friday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. And we are on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, at Ryan Ripken Show, because we'll clip down moments and they'll be across those platforms. And we know everyone likes to consume their content in different ways. Now, we always like to look at what players can be and what we hope that they become, and they're here for a long time. And every single year, that's why you have the draft. And we're going to get a chance to talk to someone specifically was the Orioles' top draft choice here in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to jump from one stream to another because, guys, the month of July is up. And if you are needing of AC, it's hot. It's the middle of summer. I guess I don't want to say it out loud. We're going to the final month of the summer.
Ooh, yes,
Shirts and pants, where the time go. But if you are having AC issues, at the end of this month, this deal goes away. So go to AutoStream Car Care Center. They have 11 locations throughout Maryland. Use my name, Ryan Ripken, or say I heard about that $100 off any AC service. And whammy, the deal is yours. Get your car taken care of from our friends over at AutoStream Car Care Center this summer, and we appreciate our partnership with them. So from that stream back to this one, Rock, am I doing better, back on track? Are we doing good?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, we're doing good. All right, well, I think we are ready to rock and roll.
We're trying to rock and roll.
I think, well, I see that Eric, if you're back there, let us know or give us a thumbs up when you're ready to rock and roll. And we will have Eric Booth Jr. Joe, I can't hear anything right now. I will tell him, can you enter and can you exit and come back in?
Yeah, his camera's off too, so I was trying to.
Yeah. He said we're texting him behind the scenes.
Okay.
He said he can hop on camera. He just can't hear anything right now. So StreamYard being StreamYard as usual. Yeah. Thanks for
that's usually how it goes.
We will get Eric on here shortly.
While we're waiting, I guess because it has something to do. Orioles, you got to win because teams around you aren't helping you. That's for sure. Twins were down 3-0, down to their last strike, and just hit a walk-off grand slam.
Damn.
So, that's
See if it works this time, Rip. We got him bouncing out and then coming back in here. That is insane, though, Zach.
I try.
Zach, here's the thing, and this is the part of
their
the
last
year.
strike is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Teams are going to get going. At some point, one team is going to have to separate. And maybe it doesn't, and then who's wrong this time, Rock? It's me. I'm the one that's wrong. But overall, you have to control what you can control. For the Orioles, you're going to have a shot at a lot of these teams, a lot of good teams that are upcoming here. Cool. And also, you want to see where this all going to lead, and it hopefully will be a fun time, and we're excited for this moving forward. So, Eric, if you're ready to rock and roll, I can't see if you can give me a thumbs up or not from behind the screen.
There he is.
Thumbs up.
Hey.
Boom. You know, I got to ask him right now because I feel like there's already one nickname of an EBJ in the Orioles organization. Now there's another one, but let's bring on Orioles' first pick of this year in 2026, Eric Booth Jr. Eric, what's going on?
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. And first off, man, congratulations. It's I was watching the videos. I'm a sucker for all this of going through my own experiences and how much hard work that you put in. But from your perspective, can I go into the mind of Eric Booth Jr. of what that felt like and what that moment was for you and your family on draft night?
Yeah, thank you. It was very amazing, just seeing that I have reached one of my biggest goals, which was make it to the MLB, and just getting drafted in the top 10 just really did something to me. It just shocked me. It shocked me.
What was some reaction then from some of your friends, like as it was going on? How are they taking it?
They sent me some videos. They was up jumping and yelling and all type of things.
Oh man, it's a special time, and now the work's going to keep going for you now, right? This was step one, which you've earned, and now your professional journey is going to get rocking here. I got to say though, man, there's one EBJ already in this organization with Enrique Bradfield Jr.
Yeah.
And also the similarities as well of you were a Vanderbilt commit, correct?
Yes, sir, I was.
So curious if you've had a relationship at all with the other EBJ?
I've talked to him a few times.
So it's I don't know, it's just the pipeline, man, with the Vandy guys, and
yeah, I know.
It's cool, and so for those that don't know about you and about how you go about your process, what is a way that you would scout yourself moving in here into the professional world?
I would just say a very competitive player that step into between the lines and be ready to compete against anybody and whoever it is.
What do you think was one of your hardest challenges getting to this point?
Uh, Really, I just say growing up from a small town, not many people, know about the town. So just putting in the extra hard work to get to where I am now, just making all the different sacrifices and going out to different states and stuff just to be seen. I'd say that was just one of the biggest.
And I know it's such a process that you go through, and you going out there and you're going to test yourself. Do you have a moment when you were playing on the circuit or something that sticks out to you where you realize you know what, I know that I belong in this group of being one of the top players? Do you have any moment that stuck out to you during this path?
Mostly, I really say this past summer, just going to all these different big old events and all the showcases. I really performed well, and I was at the top of the list at most of the things. So I felt like then that's where I could be the top player.
So I got to ask this because I know maybe you can help me. All right, what's it like to actually be fast? Is it like so? It's not that cool. I'm not missing much.
I'll say being fast is pretty cool, but you're not missing too much.
Well, I appreciate that because Rocco's behind the screen. Don't you say anything, Rock. I was not known for my speed. I could hit the ball hard, but I couldn't figure out with my power. Now for you, the combination of what I've heard from people and even on the draft side for the Orioles, they described you as the complete athlete, that you can do it all. And there's things that's what some people thought you being one of the best overall players out of the draft. Now, obviously you got drafted high for that reason. But what is something maybe that people don't know about you on your journey? What are other things and hobbies that you liked besides baseball that helped you on this process?
Things I do out of baseball that I wouldn't necessarily say really help, but I go out and play pickleball a little bit, or I just play the game, or something usually like that. I'm really a chill person. I just chill, hang with family, something like that. Not really too much.
So pickleball. You're a pickleball player at times.
A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, is there a secret? I haven't played yet. Is there a secret to actually be good at pickleball?
Really just got to have good hand-eye coordination.
Okay. Well, I can work on that, but I guess that helps. I don't have to be too fast in pickleball, right?
Right. You don't got to be too fast.
I know that the journey and I know how much you just said chill and hang out with your family. What is something in this process or maybe something you learned from your family as you've went? Because, I know you accomplished this, right? This is such a great goal for you, but I know you had some great people that were helping you, get to this next step of your journey.
I really just say I learned that sometimes you just have to take the risk and, just take the sacrifices and really just go with your mind and don't really worry about what other people are saying.
And this might be a simple thing then, or I feel, done a great job of this. I know we know the phrase haters, right? You're going to have people that are critique, and I'm sure you heard a ton of that through this process. They want to try to look at what you can't do. How do you, for anyone else that is either your age or that are looking to possibly get to this spot, what would you tell yourself when you're having to deal with maybe this negativity that's surrounding you, trying to say what's wrong with Eric Booth Jr. instead of what's right?
Well, really, I try not to pay too much attention to that. I just, I told myself, just keep doing what you're doing. You're at this point now, so really don't worry about what other people are saying. And really, with me, that just gave me more, added more fire. So it really pushed me to be better and be the kid I am now.
You got to take BP the other day here in Baltimore, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you now. Let's just look to the future. Well, we're not going to put a timeline. It takes time. You think you can hit the warehouse at some point?
I'm gonna get it one day.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm just saying. There's
Oh,
only
that's
there's,
bold
I'm gonna hit it.
there's only one guy that's done it. It was a pretty good player. Brad, you ever heard of Ken Griffey Jr.?
Rings a bell, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen it. It sounds different off your bat. It's exciting. And I know Birdland's really excited to have you. And I think Rocco had a question for you. Rock, do you want to ask a question? Don't be afraid of this jump scare for a second. Oh my goodness, there he is. Sorry,
Eric. I can't win with these guys, man. I get roasted all the time. But
I see.
Thanks for joining the show, man. We really appreciate your time. I just want to know, as someone who is 18 years old, how life has now changed for you. Has it at all? Because you have such a great opportunity, but at the end of the day, you are still 18 years old with your entire life ahead of you. I was an idiot at 18 years old. Hopefully don't do anything I did, but for you, just coming on the scene, working your tail off to be a professional baseball player, how has life now changed for you as an 18-year-old?
It have changed, just being away from home all the time, going to work every day. But to me, I've been enjoying it. It's been very fun. It's been a great experience.
It's awesome, man.
Well, here's some fun things. Do we have any idea for a walk-up song?
Not yet. I don't know yet.
Okay. Well,
Still working on that one.
And I heard you're an athlete here, Nate. I think you're about the same size as Eric. Nate, how much do you bench press or squat?
85.
185.
Yeah.
Eric, I heard you're kind of a beast working out.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, what is one athletic feat that you are really good at that no one would know? Like what is something about that people don't know on the athleticism of Eric Booth Jr.?
I'd probably say I'm pretty strong.
So we stronger than Nate?
Yeah, we got him.
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
All right, we'll see.
We'll have to check that out here, man. We'll have to. Well, I'm so happy for you, and maybe this will be a fun thing, and you might have some opportunities with this upcoming here. But with our friends over at CQ, we like to always have some fun. We try to give some financial literacy back to those. But in the summertime, well, now you're going to be playing baseball. But of these options, Eric, which would you choose that you would want to play in the summertime? Or if you have another, let us know. Would you rather mini golf? Would you rather pool basketball up or cornhole? Or do you have another activity that you like to do in the summertime? Maybe it is pickleball.
Actually, I used to play a little cornhole with my dad.
Now, who's better, your dad or you?
We have our days. I beat him some days. He beat me some days. So.
It sounds like Pops is still better.
Nah, I got him.
You do?
Yeah, I got him.
And it sounds like, do you guys have that competitive fire back and forth with your dad?
Yes, sir. Always.
Have you broken your dad's nose playing basketball?
No, I haven't did that one.
Okay, you're not there yet. So my dad, in the Ripken household, Eric, we love to play basketball. And so when I was younger, I broke his nose for the 7th time. He's broken his nose 7 times. And yeah, he guessed right on a spin move. But you know what? He was a little bit low. And then I told him to kind of get on out of there. So we've had our moments, but I think that's always such a healthy competition, doing stuff with your dad. And it sounds like you guys have a great relationship.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's great. Well, Eric, I'll let you relax and enjoy this next journey. I appreciate you taking a little bit of time for Birdland, getting to know you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Where can people find you if they want to follow your journey?
Probably Instagram.
Okay. Well, you can follow Eric Booth Jr. on Instagram. Well, Eric, well-deserved. I'm so excited for you. The journey's just beginning, and I know you're going to put in all the work, and one day we hope to see you up here at Camden Yards in the foreseeable future, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right, Eric Booth Jr., everybody. Yeah, Nate, I think he might have you on the athletic ability.
I don't know. I don't think so.
What?
You might be faster.
I don't know.
There's no doubt he's faster. What do you mean you don't know?
What are you talking about? Look at Nate. What are you talking about? Nate is Zach's a quarterback.
I'm going to challenge him
Nate's
to a race the next time I see him.
Nate's stronger than Rocco.
Eric's leg is twice as long as Nate's legs.
Dude, I don't know, dude. I'm going to challenge him.
What do you mean you
to a
don't
race.
know? Yes, they are.
I'm going to challenge him to. I was the fastest kid when I was in middle school. I was the fastest kid in my
How
life.
many kids were in this middle school?
Dude, it was a big middle school. I was really, really fast because I was really skinny.
So how many, again, 5 kids?
Dude, like a few hundred kids. And I was the fastest kid in this middle school. I was really fast when I was a kid. Like,
It's like saying Rocco's really...
Dude, I was a really, really fast kid. You didn't know me when I was a kid. I was like really skinny and really fast. And I played lacrosse and I was midfield because I would run across the field.
It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. I'm 21.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at you right now and thinking that there's no way.
Who would win in a race, in all honesty, Rocco or Nate? Or Zach?
Me, I would win in a race. I'm actually a fast kid.
Rocco, would you like to defend yourself?
Zach's beating him, no doubt. Okay, Rock. Good talk, bud.
That the face shows that he would lose in the race.
Yeah.
I just can't believe we're having this conversation.
I can't either.
It's
I
like
can't believe
it's like
Nate...
me saying, yeah, back in Little League, I hit inside the park home run, and I can hit an inside the park home run today.
But you have
that's the kind of conversation we're having.
It's
It's like the old guys that you run into and say, like, I remember when I could throw a football 60 yards back in my junior year of high school. Like, that's what Nate sounds like right now.
Yeah, he tries to compete with any professional athlete. It's going to be like the worst episode of Pros versus Joes you've ever seen in your entire life.
Oh, you know what?
Should do that.
We should do we got a different idea when we said the average Joes. We should do an average Joe's Ryan Ripken show dodgeball tournament. We should actually do where you got to dodge wrenches.
Yes, I'm down. Let's do it.
So Nate and Rocco, that's how, maybe that's what we add to this wheel, Rock. Dodging wrenches.
I cannot believe that you're putting me in this conversation of or me and Nate on the same playing field right now. But it's okay.
I would put Zach, but Zach's a quarterback.
I get underestimated more than anyone on the show. It's fine. I'll let my play do the talking when the time comes. I won't say anything about my
Why do people keep
ability or
saying
what I
this,
can
by
do.
the way?
So,
dude,
because you do. He looks like your child.
Mathematically, he could be my kid.
Can we go from Nate to Brad to Nate to Brad and tell me they don't look alike?
Yeah, let's take a look at this. What we got here?
I can see it. Yeah.
Nate, can you grow a beard?
Yes, I shave every single day.
What?
I shave every single day, twice a day, once before
This
bed.
kid is a compulsive liar. Get him off the show. We're
I'm
done.
not lying. I'm not lying.
Compulsive, dude.
When I go home tonight, Rocco, I'm going to send you a photo of all my razors in my bathroom.
Twice a day, Nate. Nobody shaves twice a day. Zach doesn't shave twice a day.
Two times a day.
Bullshit.
Guess what, Rock? You're going to get photos of Nate shaving twice a day.
I don't want any photos of anyone shaving.
God, I'll start doing it.
Especially
I'll start
not
doing
Nate.
it just to prove you wrong.
Nate's like, they don't call it a 5 o'clock shadow for nothing.
Dude, Nate's gonna have so much razor burn from shaving that baby face twice a day. It's gonna look
someone
ridiculous.
said you shave once a week. I wish I could shave once a week. I wish I actually shave twice a day. I swear.
Let me just
everything.
Let me just tell you something here.
Yeah.
There is no way, like,
That's
the triggers that take place in Pisons is absolutely insane. It is definitely a trait amongst Pisons, is it not? Between these two, I mean, Jesus Christ, nothing gets Rocco ramped up quicker than just like any sort of dig, and Nate's the same way.
They're both there.
That or you talking over me gets me pretty pissed off too.
Here goes.
That hasn't happened in a little bit.
Well, you know what? Come in the show. Come. Actually, be here in person, and that won't happen nearly.
I asked you guys whenever you want me to come down to the studio, I will. And Ryan's not invited me once.
Just show up.
Aren't you coming Monday?
Ryan's not invited me once. He invited me Monday. Yeah, I'll be there Monday.
So you were invited.
Go. You don't need an invitation. Just show up.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Do you have your scanning?
No, I don't have. I never got the scan in.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
and I'm not waiting on Ryan because I'll be waiting for 40 extra minutes than I need to. So that'll be a fun experience.
That's
yeah,
actually.
I'm always here on time.
I will actually want to kill him.
Nate is always here on time.
You know what, kids?
Always.
I always show up early, and Nate shows up on time.
Do we want to? You get everyone okay?
I'm fine. I'm chill.
That's
Professor Peach Fuzz over there.
Dude,
shaving twice a day.
There we go. You used the fucking soundboard.
Should we mailbag it up here, guys?
Oh shit.
So, guys, we are opening up a mailbag every week, and we want you all to submit questions, and we will answer them on the show. And Zach, why don't you take lead? We got a mailbag. Where are we starting with this?
Yeah, we went to Twitter, so we're going to start over there, and then in the future for all members on YouTube and stuff, this will give you guys priority as we continue to go. But we started over on Twitter/X, and we're going to start here with Ed's question saying, in your opinion, will the Orioles be buyers, sellers, tire kickers, or something else during this trade deadline week?
So Ed, I'm assuming tire kickers means like you're to make the calls, kick the tires, but then don't do anything. Right?
Yep.
That's what we're going with.
Very
I
good.
like it.
Very
I
good.
like it. I have a weird feeling that the Orioles could do both. I still lean you need to buy. You need to buy. You know, and I'm not saying you got to buy a lot, but I think with the bullpen, there is a little bit of help that you can add. I don't see the value of going to get a position player unless it is a for sure piece of your future. I think you still need to sort out what you have. And I don't see Adley, Cowser, or Holiday being traded under any circumstances. I would be shocked. So I would think the Orioles would look to buy, but just knowing how things operate, I wouldn't be shocked if a couple pieces left. Like that's my honest opinion. Would like to see buy, but I could see a hybrid of both. You know?
Yeah, I agree. And actually it pretty perfectly takes us into our next question. So we got, I'm not opposed to buying if it comes dirt cheap for a rental or long-term, but don't you think given the circumstances, Taylor Ward should be traded? Expiring contract and super disappointing. Don't you think they should move him for the best offer?
Again, you're better with Taylor Ward. You're better having Taylor Ward on your team. And I still think offensively, it's just the perception. He was brought in to be an RBI guy, and he hasn't been that guy. He hasn't been the power guy. Now, part of it is playing in Camden Yards is no longer the full advantage as a righty hitter as it once was. But regardless of it, he hasn't produced in that way. Now, he is getting on base. And I think for teams, this is one for the Orioles when we're saying about selling. If a team really needs a bat, I would be open to listening more on this one because I don't see the equation where they're going to sign Taylor Ward to an extension, at least at this point in time. Could change, but I think there's other priorities that they have in line. And I also think if you did trade Taylor Ward, that would force you also to play more guys, and maybe that would unlock Heston Kjerstad if they don't move him from coming back up. But Dylan Beavers, to me, guys, I'm to the point he should play every day as well. I love his at-bats. He's looked good, but Taylor Ward is playing every single day. Taylor Ward is helpful for you right now on this team. I don't think if you're trying to win right now, you don't move. But if you have no inclination to sign him back, yes, I would for sure listen to offers. And if you do that, play Dylan Beavers every day. Like I do really think this is a big window for him and so many other players on this Orioles team.
Yeah, I agree. And then our final question we got from Andrew. I actually really like this question. Saying, Ryan, how much of an impact will players who need to be added to the 40-man roster, talking about this upcoming offseason, once you get into the Rule 5 draft picks and certain prospects needing to be added to the 40, have an impact on who gets moved at the deadline?
I think this is interesting, not just for the who gets added to the 40-man. I think this deadline will be interesting to me on who are guys that their value could decrease moving forward because of what's happened here so far over the last few years, right? Guys, it's that the Orioles have held on to players because they've had a value, and then they wait too long to make a decision. I think sometimes you rip the Band-Aid off and you make a move, and when they've done that, it actually has given them a good return.
Yep.
The one I'm talking about, when they traded Joey Ortiz.
Yep, I was just about to say that.
And they traded DL Hall, and they then traded a comp pick in that process. You got Corbin Burns. You made the choice. Corbin Burns had a great year in Baltimore. And previously, they probably had the option in the past to make a big deal, which they didn't because they liked another young core piece. One of those guys that the value went down was Kyle Stowers because they didn't want to use him. And ironically, Kyle Stowers was the other player added to the Connor Norby deal because Connor Norby was the higher prospect at the time. Now, Kyle Stowers is the one that went on to be an all-star. Norby is still trying to put things together now over there in Miami. So that's my more of a thought, is less about who you want to add to your 40-man instead of who do you think is going to be a part of your future. That's to me where I think the Orioles, whether it's this deadline or going into the offseason, and we'll see what happens with all the CBA, I think of them being more definitive on their value of their construction of their organization, I think ultimately helps benefit everybody. And that's where I'm going at with Dylan Beavers right now, and even Kobe Mayo and other guys. At some point, you're not going to keep everybody. And so if you have strengths, and this is like the Mason Miller situation, I'm not saying the Orioles are going to get him because the Yankees are going to try to throw everything out there. But if there's a player that you really want, you're going to have to be willing to give up guys. And they proved it actually with Shane Baz. They really wanted Baz. They gave up a lot for Shane Baz.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't hate to see that, Zach. I would not hate to see if they really like a guy, make a move regardless of their 40-man status.
I mean, we talked about this last year between the draft and then the deadline. I think numbers probably a little off. It was over 30 guys, 30 prospects got added to the organization. Only 26 guys on a major league roster. Not every single guy that you got is going to be a major leaguer. And sometimes that's when you have to let your farm system work for you. Like you said, if there are guys that are out there that you can get, that whether it's this season or more long-term, 2 or 3 years, not every prospect pans out. We're seeing that in real time in Baltimore. What happens when you decide we're going to keep every prospect and see who makes it, you find out that a lot of them fall flat on their face. And that's baseball. You can go back and look at any year over the past 10 years, the top 10 prospects in baseball. About 4 of them, maybe 3 of them turn out to be superstars. 1 or 2, you're like, oh, they were a top 100 prospect. They're okay. And then there's some guys that you're like, they never even made it to the league. If you get an opportunity to get proven talent, you got an influx of talent that came from this draft, last year's draft, and last year's trade deadline. They already made some of it work for them. Aracena they sent with Cade Stroud over, and they got Blaze Alexander. Blaze obviously hurt, but pretty damn good season so far. So let your farm system work for you.
And truly trust. Go ahead, Rock.
No, I was saying, Zach, I agree. And exactly what you said about that's why so many people were getting on Mike Elias the last couple of years, because it was like, why are you prospect hoarding? That was the question. Like, why are you hoarding these prospects? Why aren't you getting rid of some of them? When you had, I believe, and I have the list right here in 2024, the top 10 prospects, and I'll just read them off to you. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, trade every one of these guys, but you had Jackson Holiday, Samuel Basayo, Colton Cowser, Kobe Mayo, Heston Kjerstad, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Connor Norby, Dylan Beavers, Chase McDermott, and Cade Povich. Those were your top 10. And there are guys on that list whose value was so much higher then than it is now. Why? Because like you said, Zach, not every player turns out to be a superstar. Sometimes you get up, you struggle, you get sent back down. Case in point with a guy like Heston Kjerstad. And he's doing well right now. I'm looking at the numbers in AAA, but there was the conversation of what if Heston Kjerstad is simply a 4A player? Meaning, for those of you that don't pay attention to baseball, I know, I'm going to sound like a dumbass to the people that do, but that in between of a AAA player and a major league player, but you're not on the cusp of being a big league player and you don't succeed in the major leagues. And for Heston Kjerstad, it sucked to see because he was hitting the damn cover off the ball in AAA. He was hitting tanks and not just like hitting baseballs far, but like his average was insane at the time. So it's guys like that in situations like that. And hindsight is always going to be 2020. And you're going to look back and say, what if we did that? It's, case in point with drafts over the years, whether it's Major League Baseball, whether it's the NFL, we could have had this guy. We could have had that guy. Was it the right situation at the time? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But that's what I kind of look back to is you had all these guys and many of them you did not get rid of. You kept them. And, it is what it is at this point in time.
And the last thing is you are going to be right on some decisions and you're going to be wrong. It happens. You're going to make moves that you love and there's going to be moves that you might regret in the future. But at some point, you got to make those choices. And we can go through a lot of different teams where when they go, well, how the hell did they let a player go? Because when you're a prospect, you don't know how their career is going to turn out. Part of that's because of development. Part of that is because of what they have to then go and do themselves as players. And I'll use a recent example. Kyle Harrison was moved twice in the last year. And if those don't know Kyle Harrison, he was one of the pieces in the deal that sent Devers to the Giants and sent him to the Red Sox. And then the Red Sox went and traded him to the Brewers this year. And what has Kyle Harrison done so far for the Milwaukee Brew Crew? Well, he's been a staple for them. He's got a 3 ERA. It jumped up, but a 3.01. He's 8-2 on the season. And that's a guy that got moved twice. What do you have, Rock?
No, I'm just saying, Ripken, I think you've talked about it before. You look at a situation like Soto and the Nationals and the Padres. Like the Padres, isn't the Nationals' entire team, all the young guys that are studs, damn near all former Padres prospects because of that trade? It's like that's the worst case scenario for one team and the best case scenario for another team because Soto goes to the Padres and now he's not with the Padres anymore and they didn't win a World Series. They had a very good team, lost to the Phillies in I think it was the NLCS, but it's like that's a situation that sucks for one side, but it's great for another because now you're set for the future potentially. But it doesn't always work out that way, like you said. But I just definitely wanted to go back on that because you've brought that up in the past. It's an example that I kind of lean to, and I'm like, dude, like this could have been the perfect storm for both teams. Didn't work out because the Padres didn't win a World Series, but the Nationals, they got set up pretty well with the prospects that they got and the team that they had.
And here's the other part. When the Orioles traded Manny Machado, the only one that has been in the big leagues that has made an impact for the Orioles has been Dean Kramer. And that was a move that you hope. So it works out. Sometimes it does. Sometimes good. Sometimes maybe shit. So
Sometimes it's a shit.
If you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And to close out the show, we appreciate you guys. And Zach,
hey,
we appreciate CQ.
And
you can bank on it. And we have the poll to get back to.
We will get to the poll here in a moment.
Brad just fucked that up.
Yes, because I thought he was about ready to wrap up the show. He said wrap up the show, and I was like, hey, we still got one more item to cover. That's all. That was my bad.
What?
Open your ears, Rocco.
No, you open your ears. He said, Zach, we appreciate you.
No.
All right, so I'm going to keep going. We appreciate.
I hate you.
We appreciate our friends over at CQ. And overall, guys, there is a golf tournament coming up here on September 28th. And it is the golf tournament, charity golf tournament that you should be a part of. It's the CQ Maryland Foundation golf event. It's on September 28th at Turf Valley Golf Club right here in Maryland. And it is a great event. You can golf. And if you don't want to golf, you can get a 2-hour small lesson. It has breakfast, lunch, cocktail reception, and a Bloody Mary bar included. And it has gifts and raffles, including so many activities, including the long putt, best or longest drive, you name it. Great ways to win. But the biggest thing here, and most importantly, is that the money from the CQ Maryland Foundation tournament is going to help scholarships to students around the state of Maryland. Again, it is about people helping people here, and our friends at CQ want to remind you, if you are interested in participating in the golf tournament and want to register, then go to cqmd.org/ where I just had it right here. Where'd it go? There it is. cqmdfoundation.org/golf-classic for more information. So,
I'm going to be about that Bloody Mary bar. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
I'm gonna be about it.
It'll be good. You, me, Zach, Nate, maybe.
I'm there.
We'll
now that he's 21, yeah.
Yeah.
And before we close it out here, Brad, how is the poll looking for the 90s movies?
Yeah. So if you guys tuning in halfway through the show and did not get to see what the poll was about on YouTube, for those of you who are watching, you can vote there right before the show ends. But it looks like there is a runaway winner here. So the best 90s kids movies was the theme for the day on Throwback Thursday. And your options were Matilda, which I was actually kind of surprised about that as far as the response, because there was a lot of people talking about it in the chat, but only 15% of you voted for Matilda. Hook came in second place at 22%, which, I mean, just instant classic when that movie came out. Robin Williams playing Peter Pan. Homeward Bound was also a race to the bottom with Matilda at 16%. Wow. And then the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had the convincing win at 47% of the vote, Rip.
I was about to say TMNT. I really was. It's one
go
of those,
Ninja, go Ninja, go.
It's one of those brands, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that sticks with you as a kid. Not surprised that that's the winner right there.
I was obsessed with TMNT when I was a kid. Because like they came out in the 80s, it was like perfect time. I was like 4 years old. I mean, I had it all. I had the underwear, the bed sheets, turtles, everything.
The arcade game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, going into Chuck E. Cheese, you were younger, and being able to pick your character was iconic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The most difficult Nintendo game of all time was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm surprised though, Brad, about Matilda though, because
me too.
Matilda was iconic.
Yeah.
And growing up with that, the cake scene was hilarious.
It's a meme. For crying out loud.
Yes, it's still. And I mean, and the Trunch Bowl, like that whole thing, like it was just an iconic freaking movie. And the cake scene we're talking about right here. Yeah, Brad, that it could kind of be like you as a kid, I think, with the hair.
I was not. I was not. I was a skinny kid.
Just trying to go.
Was not a fat kid.
But that's like when the kid was forced to eat the chocolate cake and just like passes out. No, what does he do? Doesn't he like throw up all over?
He passes out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So that was just unbelievable. I think I threw up watching it, but that movie was forever goated. So
Danny DeVito wasn't he in that movie? Yeah.
Danny DeVito was in that movie. He was the dad. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito.
Forgot about that. Damn.
Great movie. Great movie.
Hey, it was a great Throwback Thursday. It was a great show overall. And we appreciate Nate McLouth. We appreciate Eric Booth Jr. joining us today. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate CQ and our friends at AutoStream, which if you didn't get your AC fixed, guys, the last day for that deal. Sorry, tomorrow's the last day. 31 days in. As Ben McDonald would say, July. You like that? You like that, Rock? It
was good, Rep. It's one of the few. What's happening?
I'm just censoring you every time you talk. That's all.
Wow. I thought it was my computer. I was like, what's going on?
That wasn't even a good censor. Okay. You can still hear me.
This is getting out of hand. Shall we take the jump to tomorrow?
Brad, this is All right. No, that was terrible. I thought we were going to like have a nice bro moment there. It was going to go well. Terrible.
Bro moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
As always here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a day. Have a night. Have a great stinking rest of your Thursday. Come join us tomorrow. We're doing this all over again. It's the Ryan Ripken Show. We're live Monday through Friday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. See you guys.